Okay, so boom, y'all already know what time it is. You're now tuned in with your guys, Big Joe and Lil Joe. Pop, you got anything you want to say?
What's up with everybody out there? How y'all doing today on this rainy day?
That what's up, man. That what's up. Hey, and real quick before we get started, man, if y'all ain't want to subscribe to my daddy YouTube, it's called Doing Time with Joe. I think he like 100, close to, you know what I'm saying, a little bit over 100 short, over 1,000, man. If y'all do me a favor, man, y'all go over and subscribe to his channel, Doing Time with Joe. It's spelled DOIN, Time with Joe. I'm gonna have the link in my description. If you don't want to type it in, you can just go down type and it'll send you right on over to it. You know what I'm saying? But look, I wanted to do this show right here based on, you know what I'm saying, I did a story yesterday, I was talking about how somebody within the organization, you know what I'm saying, was telling, you know what I'm saying, they were doing something they had no business doing because they were trying to get out of a write-up, you know what I'm saying, that they caught.
Yeah.
So they ended up telling, and then they chose to tell on their own guys. Like, so when you you know what I'm saying, were doing what you were doing back in the, you know what I'm saying, can you remember any time where somebody within the org told something?
Told on the business?
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah.
What was the?
Yeah, I do. I remember one.
What was the situation?
Let me put it like this first. I got one where this brother here, he wasn't at the compound that I was at initially when what happened, right? But anyway, he had gotten caught up. He was involved in a relationship with this female officer, right? And he had gotten caught up. Yeah, they had caught him and the girl. You know, the people that work in the prison, they had caught them.
Yeah.
Right? So in exchange for them just letting her resign as opposed to firing her, because if you work in the system and they catch you doing something, they fire you, you lose your pension and all of that. You feel what I'm saying? All your retirement or whatever, right? You lose all that. So him and her had worked out a deal with them for him to allow her to just resign, and then he would be okay. They wouldn't write him up either, right? So this brother, man, he told the people that work in the prison where all the pocket knives were buried.
Let me stop you. Hold on. Let me stop you right there, because a lot of people don't understand. Like when you say he told where the knives at, I know you probably was going to explain later on where they was at. But people don't understand in prison with their organization. A lot of time when they actually put these knives in specific spots where they not necessarily being held. Go ahead.
Yeah, because you don't want to. Most of the time, people might be under the assumption that, you know, you keep your pocket knife in your cell or whatever. You might have one on you. You know what I'm saying? That you keep close by inside the building. But for the most part, the stash, the one that where in case you go to war or something like that, that stash is not inside the building. It's not in your cell. You can't keep them in the pocket knives like that, right? So what we did back in the day, we would have them buried on the ball field where we go outside the rec. We bury them out there, right? And that's not like something that we did exclusively. All types of organizations did the same thing. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's weird, right? You know, now that I'm talking about it to you, it's weird because you had GD, you had Vice Lord, Bloods, Crip, every nation and all those different types of factions. Everybody had that stuff buried out there. It was almost like you had to have a treasure map to make sure you're not getting somebody stuff anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now that I'm thinking about it, it was crazy how everybody did it, but we always had our certain spots, right? So this brother, he told them and drew out a map, and they went out there and dug up 32 pocket knives.
He did
they
what?
Got 32 pocket knives. Yeah, he told us about all the pocket knives were buried, man. I'm talking about real butchers that have been used in the business and all stuff that they had been looking for years. He told them all of this stuff, right? So that catapulted them into, okay, let's search this whole office. So them folks was out there with metal detectors, man, for what I was told, right? And they, and it caused a big stink. It caused a big stink because they started to find everybody's stuff, not just GD, but everybody's stuff.
Right.
So this particular brother, so it came out because this officer, they walked off the compound and everybody knew, you know how it goes. Everybody knew he had her. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they started putting two and two together and figured it out. It was like, wait a minute. Okay, he had to tell it. So now it's not only the business, the family looking at him crazy. It's the whole compound looking at him and the business crazy. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So, yeah, he finna call him. He finna call him right. So anyway, they shipped him. They shipped him to the compound where I was in charge. But the letter was right behind him. You know what I'm saying? And so he got there a couple of days later. The letter comes down telling us what he had done and all this thing. That's how I know about it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So back in the day, you know, we didn't have cell phones. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Everything was done by mail or either by cassette tapes.
Right.
So, yeah, they wrote and told us what he had done, and we confronted him with it. Of course, you know, he denied it. But it was like, I gave him a choice, man. I said, you stay on the compound, and we're going to have a hearing about this. Plus, we had to wait to get some more information from the guys down there because the letter that we had got was real quick letting us know that he wasn't straight.
Right.
It didn't go into a lot of detail.
Right.
So I'm like, you stay on this compound, you want to have a hearing. When the information gets here, we'll do that. If not, you need to go and go to the bank, man. You know what I'm saying? Because we're not going to have somebody here that.
Right, exactly. And see, and I'm glad I'm glad you said that because a lot of times, like in situations like this, you know, they can go from 0 to 100 like real quick, and you don't want to, cause it's crazy because stuff like this happened at other compounds where you wish they had to handle that, but now you'll come to a whole nother prison and you're having to involve people who wasn't even at this specific place where this went down, and now you know that mail gotta travel, or that phone call gotta travel, and now y'all gotta basically do this for something that happened somewhere else. Like that, I couldn't stand that. It actually saved me one time. Because
what you mean?
I was they had made a call on me because of the stuff that happened, you know, with my trial partner when dude got smashed off. They thought I was the one who told him to do it, and they had me on probation at the time. And so when he done it, we ended up going to the hole. And while we was in the hole, somebody from the outside, well, it wasn't from another institution, but it was somebody from the outside came to the prison, and they made a call from the outside, and the business had to take care of that, even though it come from somewhere else. And when it happened, you know what I'm saying, they ended up shipping everybody, you know what I'm saying. I wasn't out there when it went down, but I would have most definitely been one of them like, man, that ain't got nothing to do with me. They should have took care of that at the county jail before he got here or something in the city. Like it ain't. But I can remember a few times though people came from different prisons and they call it meetings and, man, you know, dude just came down here. Man, that ain't got nothing to do. They should have handled that at that compound like we.
And that's the reason I didn't just like off the top smash his brother, because the brothers that wrote me, I had been knowing them for years. This particular brother, he'd been part of the business for years. He wasn't a newbie to it. You feel me?
Yeah.
And he knew what he had done, but he just trying to skate away, hoping that, you know, we were a little less more, you know, inclined to do something to him. The main reason, man, I talked to him like that and gave him an option like that was because that letter, it did mention about all the other guys, all the other organizations that thought he had told it. So it wasn't just going to be us dealing with him. He was going to cause us to have to go to war with everybody. It ain't about you got to go. You got to go, man.
Most definitely.
I ain't finna go through all that. Like you said, it ain't got nothing to do with us. You ain't finna come up here causing everybody to be or about something you did down there for some guy. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And see, that's another thing about people you don't know these things about being affiliated until you actually get in them. You know what I'm saying? Because I can remember, you know, I was claiming before I got there, but then actually getting there and actually going through the process of it. You know, what they show you when you watching it before you in it, you know, it looked like you see everybody eating together, you know what I'm saying? You see them securing each other, making sure everybody's straight, you know what I'm saying? But behind them closed doors, them conversations and the cross outs and how this gotta go and how that gotta go. And then you got like, it was several situations where, you know, people doing personal stuff and it becomes the oil business, you know what I'm saying? And then you got
it becomes the business.
Yeah. I was just telling a story like that the other day about how, you know, this brother had some personal business going on. He knew what he was doing when even he brought it to me, telling me, man, it's my personal business. I just want to put you up on game real quick, bro. You know, the minute you told me I have an obligation
It's
to
the
do.
business now.
It's you done made it GD business at this point. You know what I'm saying? Because if something happened, you got them types of brothers who will turn around and say, "Well, man, I told Joe T about it, but you know what I'm saying, it was my personal business." So, and then before you know what I'm saying, you in a situation like that you don't understand this stuff until you actually experience it and go through it, and you see how. You get to see who hiding behind it. You get to see who want protection behind it. You get to see the people who in it and they using manipulation to just, you know what I'm saying, maneuver and do whatever they want to do. Like I know it was one guy, man, like he was from the city, and so everybody that come from the city, like he was real connected, so he was able to call. He was like J. Edgar Hoover. He knew everybody's secrets. So even his type is dangerous because you keeping you know certain things, so people willing to do certain things or move a certain type of way or they on eggshells and really won't, you know what I'm saying, deal with you. They deal with you with a bias because, you know what I'm saying, they worried about what you can turn around and say or make people, you know what I'm saying. So it's just
you got that pipeline. You got the pipeline straight to the city.
Yeah. It's dangerous once you really get in. I don't care how much love you think has been shown, man. The negative end of it is way more. It's way more cons. It's way more cons than pros.
Yeah, you're dealing with a lot of different personalities. Now you're dealing with people that have not had any form of training, ain't been a part of anything really organized to the point of where they respect the chain of command. They join this organization, they get the literature, they get this thing thrown up on them.
Right.
They don't really understand what that means to be under some type of structure. They know what the structure is, they can describe it to you, they can tell you who has authority over whom, but they really don't, they haven't been in anything, they haven't been a part of the military or any kind of other organization other than that. You feel what I'm saying? Because my experience in the Marines helped me to understand how important the organizational structure is and why you should go by it. But most people don't have that experience to pull from, so they just think it's a real joke. Everything with the org, when you're dealing with GD, you can sit there and say what you want to say about it being personal. Ain't nothing personal. Ain't nothing personal. It's your personal business until somebody decides to make it GD business.
Exactly.
Once it becomes GD business, it is what it is. And a lot of guys hide behind that and try to. And I don't know if you've been through stuff like this, what I'm going to say, but a lot of guys try to hide behind that and use that to manipulate you so they can get something from you. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you got that move, you know what I mean?
I was just telling that in the story. I said that it ain't free. It's a charge on everything. It's a charge on everything, man. I remember a situation I was keeping away from GD. I was making it my personal, and they tried to make it. You know, he went. It was a dude. Yeah. He went and said something to the, and they wanted to make it GD business. They made it GD business on the strip for he thinking, oh, they finna take care of it. They finna help him, you know, because I ended up taking the phone from him. When really what he didn't understand was, they making it GD business because they want this phone.
He didn't understand. Yeah, he thought they was helping him. But
they not helping you. They want to use this phone. They want to make this a community GD phone. You know what I'm saying? But I do got a question while we on the subject. You know what I'm saying? Because it was a few times where, you know, certain things was going on, and in my mind I was really like, man, I'm just tired. Like I don't even want to go through this. You know what I'm saying? Of course, it's a sense of it's some level of fear where you don't speak up or you don't walk away or you don't do. You know what I'm saying? Really, what's deep down in your spirit telling you to do. Can you recall any situation where I'm talking about where something was going on and you were just like, man, I'm tired, but you went on and you had to follow through?
Push through.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Plenty of them, man. I remember one time, man, there was a situation going on up on, this is the compound that I was at back in the day. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of silly, but it was serious, right? Every morning, man, they come and get me. We make our round, me and my number two, right? We make our rounds and we go to the unit just to check up on brothers, see how they doing, all this and that, right? Mm-hmm. So we go to this particular unit, man, one morning, and the brothers is in there. They got the music playing. It's live. I'm talking about this live all the way off the chain. Yeah. They got the music playing and all this and that. They got the officers dancing. You know, a couple of female officers in there. They dancing. They dropping it. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then I'm looking. And I see a brother, first I seen a dude on the table. I didn't recognize him because his back was turned to me. And he ain't got on no shirt. And he got on what it looked like was a made up G-string. You know, I'm just saying that's what it looked like to me. Right? So, but his back turned to me. And I'm looking, and it was somebody, he used to be the business, but he wanted to be in no more because they found out that he liked to mess with boys, so they put him off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So anyway, he up on the table, I'm talking about he's shaking. He doing his thing. You feel what I'm saying? Man, what y'all doing up in here, man?
Yeah.
But it was brothers all around the table. They faking like you know you in a strip club. I ain't never been to no strip club. I've been in here for so long.
Yeah.
But they faking like they you know how you do your hand and you throwing money?
Yeah.
They faking like they doing it, like they just dancing and like they appreciate. I said, hold up, man.
Yeah.
Hold up. What you got going on up there? You know what I'm saying? Well, I said, turn that music off, man. We're not finna be doing this because it was embarrassing to the extent that the table is surrounded by the business.
Right.
And somebody that used to be the business, he the one up on the table acting like he Beyonce or somebody. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, man, me and Barry, we leaving. We walking out the unit, man, and I told him, I said, man, if this is what it's come to, man, I'm done, man.
Yeah.
I can't keep going through this, man, because this is the type of stuff, man, that you know, would cause us to have to. What if somebody say everybody in GD, you know what I'm saying? They like, I'm just gonna get graphic. You feel me? I'm just gonna get graphic one time. I don't like talking like this, but I'm gonna get graphic one time, right? You know, what if somebody from any other organization say, shoot, them brothers in GD, they like dick.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What if they say that, and now all of a sudden it's like, we gonna catch it at the air.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
And here we go. And here we go. You feel me?
Right.
And I couldn't get these brothers to understand that, look, man, you got to conduct yourself in a certain way.
Right.
If you go claim this, you can't be acting a certain way. But yeah, it got tiresome, man. And that was one of the times, one a minute, where I said, man, I'm done, man.
Yeah.
I can't keep putting up with these fools like this, man. It's like having a lot of kids. You know what I'm saying? That ain't been house trained. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And you know, it really get tight on you when you holding a position. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like you know more. You inside of what's going on more so than somebody who's just, you know what I'm saying, out in the pod every day just moving around. You know what I'm saying? When you more involved in the conversation, stuff that's going on in other prisons. Like I ain't a lot like. I never would assume would have thought it was that much going on. You know what I'm saying? You can't tell. You know what I'm saying? If you just standing in the pod, if you come to a prison and you ain't affiliated, man, and you just standing in the pod and you watching, you see people going in and out of cells. You know what I'm saying? They making transactions or whatever. They might be using the phone. You watch people play domino, play spades. You watch people go to the yard. You know what I'm saying? Go to the gym. This and that. But when you affiliated, you holding, you know what I'm saying, and you sitting there with their phone and you got action, man, and there's so much going on with different brothers and different prisons and different so many cross
states.
Yeah, then like the paperwork being in order, the numbers being it's so much it is crazy.
It's like running a government.
Real talk, it is.
Yeah,
and if you
making decisions. Every decision you make has every consequence to it.
Yeah. And you in a position, man, if you don't call that call right or have some pull and people on, before you know it, your head on the platter about that position.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You gotta get it.
Yeah.
And you gon' get it.
Yeah, you gonna get it. You gonna get it. You gonna get it. I seen people gun at people with positions, like seriously, like was waiting for moments till I knew it, you know what I'm saying, and do it. But this is why I said everything I just said. Like, even in the streets, if you're not affiliated, like how much effort goes into being a street dude, the mindset, the observing things, you know what I'm saying, analyzing things, the strategic thinking, the calculations, the stuff that you have to do, the maneuvering, you know what I'm saying, the what's the word I'm looking for, like everything that you have to do that. Like I remember, like when I started taking them business manager correspondence classes, and they came to the cell, the folks came to the cell one day and they was like, man, bro, you know, GB the reason, man, we need you. And I was like, I'm studying right now. And they still, man, G be the reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, come on. And in that moment, I was like, if I put all my efforts in anything else the way I do with this, the time, the like, it's like you can really do it. Like dudes in the streets, if you really take a look at how much time and effort you put in to continue to, I guess,
participate in that lifestyle.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah. If you take that same energy and transfer it into something else positive, you know what I'm saying? It's a plus.
Yeah, it is a plus. You take, like, just when you become part of the whole, you have to learn the history of the business. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm talking about going all the way back to when it was founded, all the way to the present, and how it operates and what you have to do and how you have to perform and how you have to conduct yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That is a lot of indoctrination that's taking place. But if you took that energy and put it into some positive, I mean, come on, man. I know some guys that can quote the pieces. And look,
literally,
when we used to have classes and stuff like that, it's hundreds of pieces, not dozens, hundreds of pieces that come down from the city that say you need to know this and you need to know that. I know some brothers that can quote that stuff without even looking down at the paper.
Seriously?
I'm talking about off the top of their head, man.
Yeah.
But you put them in a classroom, setting, and tell them that they have to learn the history of the United States or the history of this or that or whatever the case may be, and they couldn't do it because they couldn't relate that, the importance of learning that to the importance of being a part of the whole. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's heavy.
If they could have just taken that energy and done that, I'm telling you, man, the sky's the limit.
That was heavy right there. What you just said. It's the same way with music. Like I watch, man, these kids will hear these songs 2-3 times and memorize them. You know what I'm saying? But you want to apply that same. You know what I'm saying? If your brain can obtain and hold information like that fast, you could do it with anything. You just don't want to do it.
You can do it with anything.
Yeah, you do it with anything.
You just don't want to do it, but then I'm gonna say this a little bit. You're right. They don't see the need, the necessity to want to do it because it doesn't relate to their life.
Right.
They're learning about American history versus learning how the oil works and something that they're going to be using every day. They don't understand why they need to know American history. They don't understand why they need to know economics and how to manage money. You feel what I'm saying? If they knew that, they knew how important it was.
Right.
You feel me? They would apply that same energy. It's just a matter of nobody explains it to them in a way to make them understand this is important to your life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to stray off too much on this, but this is making me think of something else. And I just want to say it, and I know it might not be on topic about what we're talking about, but it is, right? You know, the midterm elections are coming up, and I don't really know how a lot of people out there feel about voting and all of this and that, but it falls in line to what we're talking about right now, right? Voting is important, and a lot of people don't relate how important it is to their everyday life. But if you think about it like this, right? You think about it like this. When you wash your face, that water that you got coming out of that tap, some law was passed to regulate how that water was going to be used and how clean it has to be. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
When you get in that car, put on that seatbelt, some law was passed that said you need to put that seatbelt on. Some law was passed that said that you got to have a Cadillac converter on your car so that those CO2 emissions don't get up in the air. You feel what I'm saying? It's important because it matters with what you do, even if you don't understand what it is. So what I'm saying and all of that is this, right? You know, what we were just saying about being a part of a game and all the energies that you put into it, you got to be a part of life. Learn to participate in life. Because if you don't want to participate in life and be involved in all the things that are going to be regulating your life, you're not participating. You just escape through.
Right.
You're not living. I'm going to say you're misliving. You're not living at all. You're not living at all. You're just going through the motions. You think you understand.
Right.
But you can be the most enlightened person you can be. But if you don't understand how the government, the powers that be, are involved in every decision that you make every day, whether you believe it or not, whether you accept it or not. If you don't understand that, you're missing it. And that's what I would say to anybody that wants to join a gang or anything like that. You got to understand why they want you to join. You got to understand what it is that you're going to be doing.
Right.
And how it's going to change your life. And if you don't believe it's going to change your life, you don't get it.
Right.
It's going to change.
Most definitely.
It's gonna change your life.
It's gonna be hard to get up out of it too.
Man, it's gonna be almost impossible. impossible.
Yeah.
Without some blood.
Right.
Without some blood being shed.
It's
You
gonna
feel what I'm
be
saying?
good,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then they still don't want to let you go.
They still don't
You
want to
feel
turn
me?
you.
They still don't want to let you go.
turn you loose.
Yeah.
I'm on commercial break me, please. Hey, look, y'all check this out, man. If y'all ain't went and checked out my daddy podcast, go to this podcast called Doing Time with Joe. That's separate of the YouTube channel, but the YouTube channel is also called Doing Time with Joe. I'm gonna put both of the links in the description. Y'all go show my guy some love. You know what I'm saying? That, like I say all the time, that's another way to support him. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, he a few hundred. Like what's the YouTube bill right now? Like 800 and what?
It was at, I think it's 896 right now. I need 104 more.
We need 100.
You know what I'm saying?
We need 104. 104. So if you checking this out, man.
I need 104 more subscribers.
Yeah, go subscribe, man. We're trying to get his page monetized.
You
You
have
know what I'm saying?
1 minute remaining.
And with that being said, you know, they running it in there. As you see, he got to get out the phone. So if you ain't never been to prison, I advise you never go to prison. Look,
What you said, it ain't fun in here.
Y'all know what time it is, man. You kicking it with Big Joe and Little Joe. Pops, you finna call back?
Yeah, I'm gonna hit you back, man. I love you.
Give me.
I love y'all too. I appreciate all the support out there. I appreciate everything.
So, give me about 15 minutes, dude.
I will. All right. Love you, man.
All right, love you too. Y'all know what time it is.